That's it. I think we're live. Live. Woo.
Oh my goodness. Woo. No way.
I know. Live and dangerous here. How are you all doing?
I'm not doing bad, Jim. I'm excited because it's Wednesday. It's the best day of the week.
It is at that. Are you a little bit sad like me as well because it's our last show for 2021 tonight?
Yes. We'll go with yes.
Yes.
Of course.
There wasn't a very convincing yes, but yeah, well, I won't ask too many more questions so my feelings don't get hurt.
No. I'll still catch up with you. All the reasons why I like the show will still continue.
Oh, well, that's
except,
good.
You know, we won't be reporting on the esports news. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That's good. That's good recovery. Thanks. Yeah. Feelings
no
are
worries.
Not hurt. Yeah. But hey, it's Pete. How are you doing?
Oh God, I'm so good. I am basking in the glow of having one of the first to watch Spider-Man No Way Home, and it is spectacular. I mean, I don't want to rub it in for people who haven't seen it yet, but it's good. It's so good.
I think just to show the people at home, he's just a little bit happy about this. I don't know if you've seen this on his Twitter, but hey, yeah, we got to go a crew together last night to go and see an advanced screening here in Perth. So good. It's just like mine was just.
Look, someone's excited to see Spider-Man.
I've just realised that's probably a little bit loud. I'm going to turn that down. But yeah, so good.
Hello, String Stalker. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, you can play with
and
that.
Stormy. Hello, Stormy.
Stormy, hello.
Hi, Stormy.
Hey! Alright, Stormy. Just wrote hi, Stormy in the chat.
And very important, like Pete says in his little TikTok video there, no spoilers. All we're going to say is that it was amazing and you need to go see it. Don't spoil it for everybody else. Yep.
Yeah, I think the first word I said after watching it was wow.
Yep. Wow. I think the whole theatre was doing their best Owen Wilson impersonation.
Wow.
Wow. That's it. And how are you doing, Morg? For those who don't know, Morg is our new community manager here at Game On Oz in the Discord, which you can jump into if you like, so you can have a chat with all the legends in there. Yeah, how have you been?
Yeah, great. Looking forward to the holiday break from work. Yeah. But other than that, you know, chilling. Got to go see Spider-Man last night.
So good.
So over the moon.
Oh, really? Who'd you go with last night? How'd you get an invite?
Jim invited me.
God.
Yeah, that's it. I organised it all. I will take all the credit.
Don't mind me. I know I like seem a little bit preoccupied. It's because I'm just tweeting about Friday night.
Do we need to smile so you can take a video? Take a picture, or have you already done that?
Hey, hang on. Let me finish tweeting about Friday night, and then we can do a little smile.
Hey.
One job at once.
And of course, we also have Blue Streak in the corner there. How are you doing, Blue? With that amazing backdrop, I love it every time I see it.
Thanks, Jim. Yeah, really, really good. I finished Halo Infinite campaign today, so yeah, it was amazing.
Good. Also, no spoilers.
No. Brought back all the nostalgia from previous games. But yeah, it was really, really good. Now I'm just tidying up.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good thing with the open world stuff, where you get to go around and collect things afterwards. And thank you so much, Arion, for your tier 1 sub, 11 months, and Gamma with a tier 1 sub for 31 months.
Whoa!
Huge.
That's an Owen Wilson wow.
Yeah,
Wow. I need to work on it.
Let's do the thing. Everybody smile at the camera. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Woo.
That's nice. That's going on the twits.
Oh, yeah. We're all twits here.
Twitty, twitty.
Twitty.
Twitty. It's twitty, 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 twitty. It's twitty to rock around, That's right. Time
it's twitty. It's
Twitty.
twitty. Sorry.
Okay, so can we talk?
Hype train! Hype train!
Hype train!
With Raven with the 100 bits. Sends us on a hype train. Woo! But yes. So good. So good. And another thing that's on the twits at the moment, we've got the amazing Pete Corelli doing Drive Through the Night for Cancer with Game on Cancer this Friday night on our own channel. Raising funds for Game on Cancer. See, they've got an underscore in their name. We don't have an underscore in our name anymore.
No, we don't need one. We don't need one now because we're legitimate.
That's right.
I'm not saying they're not legitimate, but we're like the shit and legit. It's going to be a ripper night, man. And thank you. Thanks for bringing that up. So, yes, thanks to Koch Media. So, Koch Media are a publisher here in Australia and across the globe. I'm going to be playing Gear Club Unlimited 2. I'm going to have a heap of giveaways over the course of the night as well. And Koch Media will toss in match dollar for dollar donations up to $1,000 for the night. And I'm going to kick off from 9 p.m. Australian Western Standard Time. And I'm going to go through until 6 o'clock the following morning.
Wow.
There's going to be just things happening. There's just going to be things happening. And it's called Drive Through the Night because I'm just going to drive. I'm going to boot up the game and just keep driving. And you'll be able to donate money and fuck with the stream and all that sort of stuff. You know, if you want me to drive backwards for 15 minutes, drop me $5, like all of that sort of gear. And then, you know, if you do every sort of half hour, there'll be a giveaway. If you are donating, you'll be in and part of that giveaway. So it's going to be good. It's going to be a really good night. I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to it. And Game on Cancer is doing a really wonderful job.
Be right back. Just checking how much money I've got to make you do stupid things during the night.
Have you downloaded the Streaming Goose? There's a little goose that you can upload that's like the old like Nico Pets and stuff that used to follow your mouse around the screen.
What? I didn't know this Streaming Goose.
Yeah, I will send you the details of the Streaming Goose. Because you can set it up so if you make it angry, it'll grab your mouse and make you spin out. It's great.
Can you please send me the Streaming Goose?
Yes.
I didn't even realise that existed.
So I need to find this guy's name. So there's this guy in the US. He does all this crazy shit, shit stuff. I can say shit, right? He modded his Wii to do all this crazy stuff. He brought Clippy back to life using the latest AI technology. He's just done all this out there stuff that creative brains think of that I do not.
All I can think of now is like Clippy being Skynet and just taking over the world. That's not something that I'd ever thought I'd imagine.
Well, he made sure that Clippy was unplugged. He wasn't connected to anything, so he couldn't cause any havoc to the world. But Clippy was a little bit sad. He didn't feel like he had a purpose anymore, so he got a little bit dark.
Microsoft resurrected Clippy with Microsoft Teams stickers recently. Don't know if anyone saw that. In Microsoft Teams, you can now get little Clippy stickers.
Oh, wow. Yo, Sticks, 47 months.
Wow.
With a tier 2 sub. Bloody hell.
Amazing.
Damn. Oh, he's one of the great legends.
He is. He really is.
We're not worthy.
We're not worthy. So good.
Yes. It's called the Desktop Goose. I finally remembered what it was called. Anyway, sorry to go off on tangents, but I think this drive is super exciting, Pete. What are you planning to assist you with your overnight drive?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I am going to have a couple of things set up. I'm going to have my Weber set up. So I'll have to do a cheeky midnight barbecue.
Nice.
Sizzle. Probably get the coffee going. So what you can see here, this is the studio. So to my right is a little garage that leads to side access down the house. And I have a camera point out that way, and it'll show some sort of bits and pieces that I got out there, barbecue, blah, 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 blah. The other one will point to the other side of the garage where the roller doors are. And then, I don't know, I might order some Uber Eats during the night and stuff like that. Just have a little bit of fun. You okay? Did that hurt? My daughter just jumped up into my arm as I moved it like this. And so she just went head first into my arm. Are you okay? You all right? What? Quick. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, we're going to have to ask Mum about that. I'm doing a show. Look, everybody's there. Yes.
Hello, small child.
Hello.
Hi. So, yeah, you can say hi too. Come here.
Kid break.
Everybody shush. Here comes the dragon. Shush. If you move, she knows what you're doing. She knows she see you.
Well, it's the predator, isn't it?
Her eyes detect movement.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Okay. Off you go. Don't let the cuteness fool you. She'll kill you. She'll kill you where you stand.
Oh. Pete, I was going to suggest maybe, because this would be a good time to mention it. Do you have any of this good stuff?
What is it?
Ooh.
It's quantum energy.
I do have some quantum energy, actually.
That might help you over the evening.
No, I do have some quantum energy, so that's a really good suggestion. Thank you so much. But if you guys do have other suggestions, so right now I've got things like you can pick the next car I buy, you can make me drive blindfolded, make me drive with my feet, drive backwards, do a barrel roll, screw with my game settings, race me as well. Every donation goes into the draw, and the draw's done every half hour. And I've got Gear Club Unlimited 2 game codes to give away.
Amazing.
So there's a bit of a list that's slowly building there, but if people have suggestions, I would love to hear them. So please send them on through. Just flick me on the twits.
Just imagine whatever you've wanted Pete to do for money, he'll do it for less. Because it's for a good cause.
Nah, Sticks, I haven't watched that yet, but Straight said he's watched it.
No, I haven't watched it. I've seen it come out, but I haven't watched it yet.
Oh.
I saw them for those who don't know what we're talking about. In the Twitch chat there, one of our amazing members, Sticks, has asked us about the YouTube series. I haven't watched it, but I have seen the posters that they put out of the Red Ring of Death, which is great that they're acknowledging that, because it was a big problem with the series, not the Series X's, the 360s. But yeah, and I guess it kind of goes at Microsoft's way of poking fun at themselves, I think.
Oh, they've been very good at that this year.
Oh, yeah.
But they have, without a doubt, so I reckon, like, what might be interesting is to maybe hit you guys with some of these questions that Dan and I asked of each other when we recorded our final show for the year. Do you want to see them?
Let's do it. Hit us with them.
Okay. So, question 1 is game you played most this year. And if you're watching this in chat, feel free to jump in and answer this question as well. But game you played most this year, if we want to go around the table. Natty, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, without a doubt, Teamfight Tactics. I play that game nearly every day, and I'm not any better at it. Makes me sad.
What's it about this game? I've never played it.
Yeah, so it's a Riot game, so it's got all the World of Warcraft characters, and it's an auto chess game. So imagine you get delivered a set of cards every turn. You can re-roll your cards. You pick up the characters you want, put them on like a chessboardy kind of thing, and then at the end of the time limit, you battle up to one of 7 other opponents for dominance. And you have 100 HP, and whoever has the most HP at the end wins. I don't know if anybody else can describe auto chess better than that, because I'm terrible at it. But it's basically just a mix of collecting all the cards of the characters you want to build up, having like abilities and itemization, and managing different skill sets of your characters as well.
What is it specifically that keeps bringing you back?
So it's got that lovely RNG goodness, you know, like random excitement every game. I don't go to the pokies, I just play my TFT. Just because you never know, like you've got your card, like your deck of cards, everybody has the same deck of cards, but the odds obviously are random of what you're gonna pick up. Well, not the odds aren't random. It can fluctuate what you get, because it's not static what people get, and people get offered different things, so you've got to balance what you've got compared to what your opponents have got. It's really good for gamers like me who might be in their 30s and have played Halo this year and gone, oh god, my reflexes, oh god, because you don't need the quick, fast reflexes to be good at this game. You are against the clock, but it's not. You're against a 12-year-old sniper across the other side of the map that's already blown your head off before you've seen them.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
God knows I copped that enough. What about you, Str8?
I had to think about this, because I tend to hop through games, and I think for me it's probably going to be Cyberpunk that I put the most hours into right back at the beginning of the year.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon I put about 60, 70 hours into that to get through the game. But yeah, like I've game hopped a lot. Like I play a bit of the Old Republic MMO, like because I do my YouTube series on old Star Wars games. So every month I'm playing a new old Star Wars game. And yeah, I just kind of jump between them. You know, I'm doing Halo at the moment. And yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Cyberpunk, surprisingly.
Oh. Hey, Slatos.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you and I must have played 2 different Cyberpunk games. Well, seriously,
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of you, because I just could not, for the life of me, get my head around playing this game. I must have lasted all of maybe 5 or 6 hours, and then I just couldn't bring myself to come back to it.
I have a love-hate relationship with Cyberpunk. I love it. I love the game. I love the customizations in it. I love playing it. But it was, like, especially that close to launch, it was death by 1,000 cuts when it came to bugs. It was just, there was so many bugs. And I know towards the end, like I say, I spent 70 hours in it, but the last sort of 20 hours of it was a slog. I just wanted to be done with it. But like the story and it just kept me going, and yeah, amazing what I would put up with the bugs to get through that game.
What bugs? What were you experiencing?
I quite often had one where if I looked down the sights of a gun, I couldn't fire. So, if I had a sniper rifle, I'm looking down the sights trying to get someone far away, it wouldn't shoot. I had to zoom back out, and then it would fire. And I had that a lot, like at least once a playthrough, and the only way to go away is by resetting the game. I also had a few audio bugs, like because all the cutscenes and everything are done live in engine, and every now and then when a character was speaking, the sound would just cut out. So I knew stuff was going on because I played with subtitles on, so I could read the subtitles at least, but other than that, you couldn't hear what the players were saying with the 2 big ones that I got a lot.
Arion said, well, they were going to delay it, but fans kept sending death threats, so they had to ship it as it was.
I disagree with this so hard.
That's bullshit.
I know.
I call bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's no way that the publishers gave a crap about those devs, because those devs then came out, were complaining about crunch and all those problematic things that we've been hearing about in the games industry for the last few years. Their decision was purely about money. They wanted the money.
This is a game that had been in development for 10 years. They needed to get it out and get money.
And you know how...
I do... Yeah, sorry.
No, go on. Natty, go on.
Oh, threats of violence against other people are not okay, and that was definitely happening, and that's not okay. But people who were pointing out bugs in the game were also getting death threats. So...
Everybody was getting death threats, man.
Everybody.
All the freaking time when it comes to this industry. But that is not the reason why that game was shipped. That game was shipped because the C-suite decided that they'd had enough and they wanted to start making money off the damn thing. And you know how I know? You know how I know that it wasn't the community putting pressure on them to release it? 2 words, Star Citizen. That's the reason why I know, because the community's been putting pressure on those guys to release that goddamn game for all of 8 or 9 years, and they still haven't released it.
Yes.
You know what else?
What?
I just want to say hi to Advent1234, who is in chat, and I've never seen Advent appear in chat before, so cheers, mate. It's good to have you here.
Cheers.
I don't know that it played a big part in it. Arion, I don't know. I don't know that it played a big part in it, man. I really don't. I like having worked in C-suites and shit. I can tell you now, for quite, when you've got a company that's that big, they don't really care. Like, they care about their player base, don't get me wrong, but the player base getting upset that a game hasn't been released yet is not enough to make them ship a game early. No. It's money, mate. It's money.
I think what hurt the most was the fact that coming out of Witcher 3, fans' expectations were insanely high as well. So it really didn't help that when they released a buggy mess, that it was just sort of adding salt to the wounds.
Oh, we've got another potty co-host.
I do need to know, Pete, what was the game that Ollie played this year a lot?
Ollie played Shit Himself Simulator.
That wasn't so much a simulator?
If you're listening, you can't see this obviously right now if you listen to the podcast. Ollie's my son, and he does a lot of pooping. I was in the kitchen today, and he was just happily mucking around in his little play center, and then I looked over at him, and he'd stopped, and he stood still, and then he just got that look on his face. He's like wide eyes, and the mouth goes straight, and the cheeks puff out a little bit, and then you just hear, and out it comes. And then it's like, Yeah, you heard me.
He's like, what, that poop? Don't mind if I do.
Is that poop again? What about you, Blue?
Surprisingly for me, I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla pretty much the first 6 months of the year. Solid. I still go through periodically to tidy stuff up. There's so much in that open world to get through.
It's a good game to be putting a lot of hours into.
Yeah.
Bloody good game. Are you on the DLC yet? The latest release?
I'm not the latest one. I've just finished the Siege of Paris.
Charlie Golf. Hey. Sick night. You'll have to say the first time chat from the viewer coming in. Thank you. It's good to see you.
I think
yeah, man.
Charlie Golf is Stormy's partner.
Yes. Charlie Golf.
Yeah.
We met Charlie Golf last night then.
We did.
Quite a lovely person.
You wouldn't say otherwise.
Morg Zibrit.
Yeah, I had to think about this. I'm a lot like Straight. I'll jump between game after game after game, rinse and repeat, playing each one for a total of 10 hours each. But I'd have to say Tarkov is the one that sort of kept my interest throughout the year. Last wipe, I think. Now, I'm usually a guy who, again, will play for a game for like 10 hours before jumping onto something else. I played Tarkov for 2 weeks straight last wipe. Took some time off work and just got it out my system. Very addicting game, and it's just wiped again this week, adding voice over IP and a new map. And I hear it calling me for the Christmas holidays.
I was about to say, if you jump back in with the new wipe, because when we had Flexi on the podcast last week, he was talking about it in the new Lighthouse map that they've got.
Yeah, he's been having a bit of fun with the VoIP too.
Yeah, it's a completely different game with VoIP.
Have you had any fun moments with it yet, or are you waiting for your break to dive in properly?
I think I played about 3 hours so far. I've only met one person who spoke to me, but he didn't shoot me, which for Tarkov is a magical moment in itself. So
wow,
VoIP's
was there some kind of
changer.
like trade-off there? Like, don't shoot me, I won't shoot you, or was it?
Yeah, we had 2 minutes to spare to get out the map, and we're just like, "Hey, man, let's just get out of here. Let's not waste any time."
Nice.
Do you want to get out of here?
Holy crap! This is going to be the first time that like voice comms has been introduced into the game, and it's like encouraging cooperation.
I saw a video today, and it was there was a collection of PMCs and Scav players. So it was about 10 people just didn't queue up together. They just dropped in the game and they just moved through the map together, just because they could. Now that VoIP was in action.
Wow.
Right.
That's pretty
It's
good.
crazy
Like
stuff to see.
normally that as soon as something like VoIP would get added, you would hear like no end of people just screaming at things. But like I like that Tarkov's had player bases just like on, you know what, we're going to make peace now and just get on with the game and get out.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've done a good job of making the game the enemy rather than the other players so much. The game is just so brutal that you've got to team up to survive it.
Yeah, for sure.
And what about you,
Awesome.
Pete? What's the game you've sunk the most hours into?
I would have to say, at this particular point in time, it's probably Psychonauts 2. And look, don't get me wrong, like Halo is Ollie. Metroid Dread and Halo are coming in a close second.
If anybody wants to send Pete a wireless headset, he would greatly appreciate it.
There you go. Just hang down there, mate. Yeah, no, Psychonauts 2, and I haven't knocked over a bevy of games this year, but like I've knocked over Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, a couple of others, fair few indies, but of the AAAs, yeah, Psychonauts 2 would have been one I sunk most of my time into, and I don't know, it just kept me coming back. I just really liked how clever it was. If I had to describe the game in one word, it's just clever. The way that they approached things like mental health issues, stuff like that, just kept me wanting to see more. And the game's actual mechanics are really solid. They're very inventive. There's plenty of collectibles to run around and find, but at the same time, they're not the sort of collectibles that were like, you know, you have to go out of your way in the game to go and find them. There were plenty of cool little sort of areas to explore. it just was a good all-rounder for me, and then it was supported by a really solid story. So, yeah. I reckon if I'd had a bit more time up my sleeve, it probably would have been Guardians of the Galaxy. But yeah, at this stage, I managed to jag enough hours. The other thing was as well, like as a dad, Psychonauts 2 is also a game that can be on the television without my wife getting upset. Because, because I'm not running.
Because it's cartoony. Yeah.
Yep. Even the fight scenes, like the, fighting things, it's all just very, it's almost like Animaniacs. So yeah, that was mine.
God damn it. Now I've got the Animaniacs song stuck in my head.
It's the
Animaniacs. Have you been watching the new one? Because there's two seasons that they've released in the last sort of year, and it's great. I love it. It's so good. Lots of adult humor in it.
I'm surprised at how political they've gone. Even though I know the original Animaniacs is a bit political, this is very, very political.
Yeah, lots of not so subtle allegories in it.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, we're chatting some of the games that they've played. We've got Arion with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That's a big JRPG right there. Would expect nothing less from him. Gamma doing Retromania Wrestling because he likes it because it plays like old school pick up and play arcade games. Nice. Raven Sky with Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Ooh, I'd forgotten about that one. I haven't played Mass Effect, and feel like I've got a hand in my gamer card when I say that. But
wait. Not even the first time around.
No. The closest I've come is they're on EA Play as part of Xbox Games Pass. So I've installed them on my computer, but I just haven't played them.
Man, Mass Effect was one of those ones where I was in a JB Hi-Fi back in like 2012. And I was just looking at the games, and Mass Effect 2 was staring me in the face. And some guy walks up to me in the shop, and he's like, "Hey, man, can I help you?" And I'm like, I've got a bit of time. I've got a fortnight coming up where I've got time off, and I just want a game that I want to get stuck into. And he handed me that game. And I loved the shit out of it so much that I went and bought Mass Effect 1, played through that, and then was just so hyped for Mass Effect 3. And it's one of the great trilogies. It really is. It's one of those where you can't fault any one of those games. And the mere fact that there's carry-on as well, like after you complete the games into the next one, I thought was a really cool little unique thing at the time.
I've heard there's even like story elements that pass over between games, because I have heard people talk about how so someone's played 1 and made some choices, and those have carried over into 2 because it's found your save file and found that you did this instead of that, and so that's affected something in later on games, which is
100%
pretty damn cool.
Straight. Yeah. I picked it up straight away because I was a big fan of Jade Empire, which was Bioware, and I saw Bioware on it, and I'm like, it's Bioware, but in space. Yes.
Yeah, so it sounds like a game I definitely got to go back to.
Yeah, I think so. It's obviously really long, and just be prepared. I think that in modern gaming, the long discussions that you have with some characters might be a bit long.
Well, I'm kind of
to get to the point of the conversation, it goes for a while sometimes, which can be really charming with some characters, and other characters it's like, yes, backstory, I don't care.
Well, I mean, I've done the same. Like the Old Republic that I played a crap ton of is Bioware as well, and the original Knights of the Old Republic was Bioware too, and so I do like that sort of storytelling, and so it's definitely a game I got to do, I think.
Yeah. Have you guys had any other experiences with Bioware stuff?
No, I've played Mass Effect 1 to 3. I haven't played Andromeda yet, so...
Anthem.
Oh.
Should I not have mentioned that one?
How about you, Morg?
No, I don't. I'm just having a look through what they've done, and I'm trying to pick a single game that I played. I've maybe played about 10 minutes of Dragon Age Awakening way back.
They've just done a lot of those like RPGs that are like sink like 50, 60, as many hours as you want into it. Discover the whole universe.
Games. Yeah.
Except for Jade Empire. I recommend Jade Empire because you can finish it in 10 hours and you still feel like the universe is really kind of immersive and...
We should have checked them out. I think I played 10 minutes of Mass Effect, but I couldn't get past the first 10 minutes. Maybe they're just not for me.
Yahtzee Croshaw, if anybody's a fan of him, called it Captain Bland's monotonous adventure. The story never really quite caught him. But my hubby played it like he went, because you can, you know, go Paragon or you can go whatever the other one was.
Kill everything.
A bad guy.
Yeah.
Like you can either be aggressive and whatever, or you can be like good and wholesome. A bit like the Fable games, how you used to be able to do that as well. And he played it very much, aliens are bad and let's just deal with all this crap and like a space marine. So he had quite a lot of fun because he just made his own story out of it.
Yeah. Advent says Paragon and Renegade.
Thank you, Renegade. I can always remember Paragon because, you know, that's my jam. Paragon for life.
Other games that players have sunk a lot of time into. Stormy says League of Legends. Yeah, that'll take your time.
Yep. For sure.
I've got to get back into. Like, I haven't played it since I did my Diary of a Noob article, and I did have like the League of Legends community has a very toxic reputation. But I tell you what, I have never met a friendlier bunch of people just willing. As soon as you say, "Oh, I'm new, I haven't played before," they go, "Oh yeah, no worries. Here you go." Just I had in the first couple of games, I had like half a dozen people add me as friends just to try and help me.
In League of Legends.
In League of Legends, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I
still
thought as well.
think that something's going on there.
Yeah, man.
The same game?
Playing. You sure League of Legends was spelt right? Like there was LEGEOVLEGENS.
League of Legends from Wish.
Cost you $4.99 on Wish.
Yeah.
Please, jeez, just double check that, please.
Yeah. I was super surprised myself, but yeah, and it could have been the time I was playing because I noticed like as it got later into the night, the people I think were more the hardcore players and weren't as nice. And I have to say, getting stomped in a game of League is not fun, and you can tell fairly early on that you're going to get stomped. It's not good.
Oh, on MOBA news, did you guys hear that HON is closing down? Heroes of New Earth?
I think I saw something about that today. Yeah.
It's getting shut down middle of next year. So that lasted a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But that was like my second MOBA. And I had no idea how much I didn't know. And people were very kind to me considering how bad I was. HON. Heroes of New Earth. Oh. I'm very sorry. I'm just going to have to sneak out for a second.
That's all right.
Look at this website. Wow. Over 1 million people like this. A very 8-bit Christmas. The new hero teaser back in 2017. Shit, where's the update?
Yeah,
hang on.
That's a long time ago.
Let me bring this up.
Half the stuff isn't even loading for me on their webpage.
Well, there you go. You got it.
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, 8-bit Christmas from 2017.
How can like 1 million people like this on Facebook, for example. There's 1.04 million people like this game on Facebook, and they'll be shutting their doors.
Just because they like it on Facebook doesn't mean they're actually playing it.
I know, but that's a lot of people. Like this was midnight on Facebook. Dear Heroes of New Earth players, Heroes of New Earth has been in service for a long time. We would like to extend our sincere thanks to everyone who has been on this journey. Create a special minute, blah, blah, blah. Thank the players. June 20, close down Heroes of New Earth services, gradually close down other official communication platforms for Heroes of New Earth over time. Even though the journey of Hon has come to an end, we believe that all the valuable memories our players through all these years will never fade away. Christ. God, I'd love to know the inner workings of all of that. This post has 34,000 reactions, 13,000 comments, and 19,000 shares.
Wow.
That's a lot of interaction for a game that's being shut down. Yeah.
It's staggering. That's what I mean. Like, how's a game... I mean, look, there we go. Manthonzo's jumped in. Oh, wow, Hon still exists. I tried that back in, like, 2012, maybe.
Oop. Sorry, Blue just disappeared for a second, but he's back.
I'm back.
Let's do a quick round of... I've got to jump off in 10 minutes, so let's do a quick round of... Let's do quick fires. And for those of you who are watching this in the chat as well, you are welcome to dive in and let us know your quick fires as well. But quick fire going around the table. Str8JaktJim, will start with you. Game you are most looking forward to this year, and did it live up to expectations? Grr.
Oh, question without notice. Jeez. Actually, I was really looking forward to the next expansion in Star Wars The Old Republic, but that's been pushed back to next year to iron out some bugs, which I'm glad they've done that so that we can get a good experience when that happens, because there's some fairly significant changes in that they need to get right. I don't know, I'm not sure that there was a lot that I was really excited for. But that, like, Guardians of the Galaxy just sort of came out of nowhere. It got announced, and then 3 months later, oh, here you go. But I really love that game. Halo, I'm really loving, and I guess I knew that was coming, but I wasn't super pumped for it like I am now, being able to play it. Especially the multiplayer is just amazing. But coming up for 2022, I reckon I'm going to cross my fingers again and say Breath of the Wild 2. Please, pretty please, Nintendo.
Ross. Merry Christmas, String Stalker.
Yes, Merry Christmas. But
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I honestly, when people ask me on the spot, and I go,
Blue, what about you?
Cliche, Halo.
Yep.
It lived up to everything I expected. Being a fan from the very beginning, so yeah.
All right, Halo. That's a great one. Morg.
I'd say Back 4 Blood. So the spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. Did it live up to expectations? I think so. From what I was expecting from it, I wasn't expecting it to be a clone of Left 4 Dead, which meant that expectations were met when it was a lot more objective base with a sort of map style of Left 4 Dead.
Hey, Natty. Just in time, mate. So we're doing quick fire and final few questions.
Oh, yes. All right, let's go.
Game you were most looking forward to this year, and did it live up to your expectations?
Unpacking, yes.
Unpacking game?
Yes.
Great answer. Great answer.
Yeah, I played it at PAX Avcon a couple years ago, and it was like, when is this game going out?
There you go.
And you, Pete, of course.
Metroid Dread. And yes, it did.
That was such a good game.
Yep, fantastic game. Next question. Game that disappointed you the most, Straight?
Far Cry 6. I don't know what it is about it. Like, I played it for an hour, and it just didn't grab me. It's still sitting there. I still haven't played it since it first came out. And it probably didn't help that 2 days after it came out that Metroid Dread came out, and that just grabbed me by the short and curlies and swung me around the room for a bit. No, but yeah, I just haven't gone back to Far Cry 6 since and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just more Far Cry. It just didn't grab me.
Yep. Excuse me. Morg?
Battlefield 2042. It seemed like it was just a repeat of Battlefield, which was expected, but it just felt a bit worse than the previous editions. The Portal was the only sort of saving grace. I mostly played the Portal back when it came out, but now it just sort of sits in my library gathering artificial dust.
Blue?
Cyberpunk. I had all Straight's bugs and a handful more. I played it for maybe 2 hours and I've never gone back to it.
Natty?
There was this game called Hell Architect, which I still need to write a review for. You're designing hell, right? Sounds like fun, except like you have to sacrifice people and you have to put them in legitimate like torture machines, and everything's cartoony and cute and stuff. But I just couldn't deal with it. The Queen Paragon just couldn't cope. And so I was disappointed in myself that I couldn't get over the fact that it was just a fun Hell Architect game. And I was like, but I can't hurt people. Yeah.
And you play a game called Hell, what'd you say? Hell Architect?
Architect, yeah.
Right. You play a game called Hell Architect and you can't hurt people.
I mean, I can play first-person shooters. I don't know why it bothered me in this. It was felt very visceral, despite it being cartoony. Like you would sacrifice somebody and they'd just be like, scream.
They deserve to be there. They're in hell.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point, Morg. There you go.
Just remember, if you believe South Park, it's anybody but the Mormons that go there.
Yeah. Go back to that game under through the visor of what Morg just said. But that person deserves it.
Yeah, I'm not the deliver justice kind of person. Unfortunately.
Game that disappointed me the most, I would have to probably go with. Oh God. I mean, Cyberpunk sort of fits in there. I know Cyberpunk came out at the end of last year, but I really started playing it this year. So I'm going to let that fall into that category. Yeah, I'm gonna let that be my answer. I think I said something different when Dan and I recorded, and I can't remember what it was. But actually, no. You know what it was? Yeah, I think the game that disappointed me the most wasn't so much a game. It was actually a release. It was Nintendo's N64 subscription service model.
Yeah.
I just feel like it was a real huge jack up of the price for not much return.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there.
And like the nostalgia of playing Super Mario 64 only lasts so long before you kind of start going.
And Ocarina of Time, like I love Ocarina of Time, but on the shelf behind me, I've got the Nintendo 64 cart. I've got one that came in a collection for on the GameCube. I've got my Wii U back there that still has the Virtual Console one, and I've got a DS copy floating around somewhere. I don't need more copies of Ocarina of Time. Just let me play something new or include it in the price that we've got.
Well, I would have, God, give us 50 titles. Like, give me Gauntlet Legends. You know what I mean? Like give me some freaking titles. Give me Blast Corps. Give me some of those games that that are probably not all that well known, but were absolute bangers. But give me 50 titles. Give me enough to sit there for a long time and have to sort through it for a while. I just didn't think. And then when they're competing against something like Game Pass, like, yeah, lift your game.
And they still don't have a virtual console. Like, come on, like that's got to be a big thing for the Wii and the Wii U, and it just disappears on the Switch. There.
Yeah, man. Surprise of the year, straight.
I'm going to go Guardians of the Galaxy because, like, a game like that you think would be like a co-op game, but being able to control the characters the way you can in a single player and the humor and heart that the game has, it just sort of came out of nowhere. Like, it wasn't on anybody's radar, and then all of a sudden, I think it was at an E3, they've gone, oh yeah, here's Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's coming out later this year, and it was just such a good game, and just, yeah. And the way they did, like, the huddle mechanic, it just seems silly, but it works, and it's so much fun.
I'm going to dive in here and go and, like, just yell mine out because I agree with you. Guardians of the Galaxy was my surprise packet. They've done an incredible job of, like, balancing story with dialogue, gameplay. Like, the game just feels really well balanced. It feels like it has really great pace, great momentum. The picking on each other and the whole family dynamic doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel over the top. And it never feels like it's too much either. And it doesn't get in the way of the gameplay. And the way that they've actually managed to include in your gameplay Drax, Gamora, Groot, Rocket, like the way that it's just so smooth and it's not complicated. It's not like press 100 different buttons to execute this combination of attacks from these guys. It's really fluid. It's one or two buttons and you're there. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, I actually feel like they could have made that game a lot more complicated if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And somebody was clever enough to go, no, we don't have to. There's a part in the game, sorry, straight, without giving it away too much, where, and this again, using this word clever, like it's just them going, we're going to do something different. We're gonna approach this a little bit differently. And there's a part in the game where you're back at the ranch and you're with the mum and you're with Star-Lord's mum and you've just saved it, right? And there's a part where she's like, come here, give me a cuddle. And you might only be like 4 or 5 hours into the game at that point, but they've done this incredible mechanic where as part of the story, you can go into that cuddle and basically end the game there. You know what I mean? Like, and you succumb to what's going on. And like I did that just to see what happened, and then I went to a previous save game file and then jumped out of it and sort of, went through it again. Yeah, clever, very clever.
And the way they did the music in there, because they took, it's not in the MCU, it's completely separate to the MCU Guardians of the Galaxy, but they took the music that was from that and just made it fit into the game, but then also included a streamer mode where that music wouldn't play if you were streaming it,
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, just little bits and pieces like that, and it came out of nowhere and was just a really good game. I would also like to add to that as well, Death's Door. That was an indie title where you play as a crow and you're reaping souls, and that was just such a good fun game. I got to play a preview of that, and it's a game where I 100%ed it because I just wanted to. I just wanted to spend more time in this game, and it was just challenging with its battles and so much fun.
I have to jump out. Mm-hmm. Please excuse me.
No worries.
I have to take over. but I'll leave you guys to it. So keep going around. Surprise of the year. And the final question is, who won the year, Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo? I'm just going to toss in Microsoft before I go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll leave you to it, and I'll chat to you later. Bye.
Bye, Pete.
Hi, Pete.
All right, I will jump in.
Yep.
So my surprise of the year was Age of Empires 4. So we all knew it was coming. They announced it in 2019. But the fact that it was so good that now more people are streaming it than Age of Empires 2, and it's looking like it's developing a decent competitive scene, was just like unexpected, I think, for most people. I think everybody was willing to just like be buried with Age of Empires 2. So really excited that's done well, and it was surprising that I think it's taken off so much as it has. How about you, Morg?
Yeah, so my surprise of the year would be so the Halo multiplayer launching with a full-on competitive roadmap.
Yeah.
It's so great to see publishers have a direction for their competitive scene, and be able to actually give specific dates as well for when people can expect things, not just this is sort of what's going to happen. It's like start to finish, this is exactly when you're gonna when and where you're gonna be playing. So yeah, awesome surprise to see developer support in relaunching the Halo esports scene, I should say.
Not just that, but the fact that they were doing a presentation and going, oh, by the way, multiplayer now, go play. That was incredible.
Huge.
What a gift.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you, Blue, what about you? What was your surprise for the year?
I was going to say Guardians as well, but...
You can say Guardians as well.
I'm sensing a theme,
But I was quite surprised at how much I enjoyed Forza 5. I'm not one for driving games and racing games, but I keep jumping back into it because there's more to do, more to explore. It's just a good all-round game. I think it was well thought out, well planned out, and they took the best of the other Forza games, and they just brought it.
Awesome.
Heck yeah.
Cool.
Right, so what was our final question? Who won the year? Microsoft, PlayStation, or Nintendo?
Nintendo, yeah. I think, look, I've got to say Xbox, man. I don't think there's... The other two aren't even in the race. Like, Sony have had some nice exclusives come along for the PS5, but PS5s have been so hard to get hold of that like that, and that's what they're focusing on. They're focusing on their next gen stuff, and it's just I can't really see anything. I can't remember anything that they've come out with that has blown my socks off, and that might be a little bit because I'm not a PlayStation gamer, but yeah, it just doesn't feel that way. And Nintendo, like the only big announcement they've really come out with this year was the upgrade of the Switch Online membership, which was a meh. And game wise, they had Metroid Dread. I don't think they had anything else. Like usually they're big time. Oh, Skyward Sword HD remaster. And I think Age of Calamity came out this year as well. But those are all right games, but nothing mind blowing. And then on the other side of the fence, you've got Xbox, who have gone, we've got this whole ecosystem. We don't care where you play, whether it's on PC, whether it's on your Xbox Series S/X or your Xbox Ones or your phone or whatever. And Games Pass just continues to be an excellent value proposition for anybody. So I can't go past Xbox for that.
Fair enough. How about you, Blue?
Yeah, ditto. Game Pass and Xbox won the year. They've won hands down since November last year.
Even with silly things like
I agreed.
Yeah. Even with silly things like the Xbox fridge, man. Like it started off as a joke, and then they built a big one for Snoop Dogg, I think, got it, and now they're selling the little can fridges.
I want one.
So do I.
Yeah.
Apparently the hold up is Australian Australian standards are still dragging their feet assessing them. But yeah, I want one. As soon as they come out, I'm getting one. I don't care who I have to kill. Xbox, I will do anything you need of me. I wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. All right, I will do anything.
Yeah, I have to disagree only because of my hardware limitations at the moment. So my PC is, will go on its last legs. That's a polite way to say it. And I haven't been able to get my hands on a next-gen console, or haven't been able to justify the purchase yet this year. So it's Nintendo for me. What a surprise. But no, I totally understand. Xbox wins. If you don't have those other limitations, like Game Pass is an absolute steal. Like, just an absolute game changer. I think for me that Animal Crossing getting its major update coming through, plus just the pick up and play of that console is always going to be something that suits me and my lifestyle a little bit more. So that's the console I spent the most time on this year. So that's what's getting the tick from me.
Yeah, I think Sony's only like big release was Ratchet and Clank this year, from memory.
Was Deathloop exclusive or Spider-Man or?
I know
Spider-Man was
on PC.
Yeah,
That was last year.
That was last year.
Well, we say last year, but it was like November last year, so it was still towards the end. Yeah, same as the Xbox, because the Xbox and the and PlayStation 5 launched within a week of each other.
Deathloop with the adaptive triggers on the PlayStation was awesome. Really added another layer of complexity when you're shooting different types of guns, and I really enjoyed that aspect, but not really a winner for Company of the Year.
Yeah. Not with Xbox doing what Xbox is doing. It's
yeah. I mean, if Stray had come out this year, it'd be a totally different discussion too.
Well, they had Returnal as well for the PS5, and that was really good from what I've been hearing. But I don't think games themselves can justify who won the whole shebang. Sorry, it's the other stuff that they're doing as well, and for Xbox, it's not just Games Pass. It's how they act on social media and the supporting things they do around that just make them feel like that they listen and that they're willing to make a joke of something, like even something as simple as finding Craig the Brute's concert thing in Halo. It's just being willing to take something that wasn't planned or was picked on a bit and turn it into a strength. That's Microsoft and Xbox have just done that so well this year.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. You can do a little bit more though.
You can.
Hit us up on our YouTube. Drop us a subscribe. Is that how the cool kids say it?
Exactly right, mate.
Smash that subs button.
Smash that subs button!
And you get to enjoy more Goa content.
Do it.